So, did you want me to leave the thing about, like, the feet stuff out of here?
I don't even remember what you're talking about.
The feet stuff when we were talking to Kelly about it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
5, 4.
Well,
damn it. That was getting perfect. I wanted such an awkward intro.
Just like...
I know.
PG to extent.
Dude, I know. I got it.
We're good.
I got it. Dude, if Sarah Hughes can make an episode, you can.
You're right. That's valid.
Yeah. Okay, so here, now I'm
fair.
going to start off with something else.
Okay.
What's your favorite vegetable?
I don't know. It's potato vegetable.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shayne Neubert. And sitting across from me today is probably like the 654th time that we've tried to do this episode. Yeah. The beautiful Mr. Zach Vanwassenhove. He's one of my closest friends in the entire world. I'm his best man in his wedding.
False.
Why can't I just say it?
Because you're not.
But why can't I
lie to the world?
Okay, I'm his second best man. I'm the guy who stands beside the best man in his wedding. Zach is a head baseball coach at Sauk Valley. He was the JV coach at Sherrard High School. He is a baseball... I mean, you're like a baseball... What's it word? Like aficionado? Is that the word? I don't know. You live, die, bleed baseball.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
And also, I just kind of want to tell everybody... Before we get you talking here, I just want to tell everybody kind of what we're about. Okay. Me and Zach have been friends for a long time, and, you know, as time went on, me and him became more and more, like, better friends. And it started out with Star Wars. It started out with playing video games and stuff like that. And then the video game thing started picking up, where we started playing real competitive against each other, and the guy couldn't beat me forever, like the longest time, and it's still that way to today. But this is Shot 30 Podcast. 1 second, sorry. This is Shot 30 Podcast. Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, and YouTube. Zach, thanks for being here, bro.
Thanks for having me, man. I got one thing to say really quick.
Wait, time out before you say that. Yeah, I know. He's a stud. He's a stud at video games.
You know, there was a time where you beat me a lot at video games, but it's been a while since then.
That's called like family and necessities that I have to focus on. You know, there's a lot of things I got going on.
Right, yeah. You just don't have the time to put in the work like me.
Yeah. You're an idiot. Hey, before we get started here, do you want to drop out your Twitch account?
Yeah, it is Z-Man Gaming 21. That is my Twitch, so whatever it is, Twitch TV.
Z-Man Gaming, the number 21.
Yes.
At Twitch TV, whatever it is.
Yes.
And you're big on Madden and MLB The Show.
Yes.
MLB The Show is your cup of tea, though.
Yes, it is. Haven't played as much lately, just been super busy, but yeah, I'm pretty competitive at that game.
And so we'll talk about pretty much everything. We're going to go, all over the place here, but... how often do you do the Twitch stuff? I really don't know, honestly.
Lately, since baseball started up, not a lot. It's been a while since I streamed, but I was streaming 3 times a week or so, and probably gonna pick that up again since baseball's cutting down for this spring or this fall. And
so last year, okay, like I'm gonna give them a rundown. Last year, the year before, Sauk Valley, they were 0-17, 0-18, something like that.
So my first year at Sauk Valley, we had 10 guys.
Not your first year, the year before.
Year before, they were like, they had more than 10 guys. They had a decent team. They weren't very good.
Talking record here, bro. I'm trying to
They were like 4 and maybe more than that. I don't even know. 4-20, 4-30. I don't know. Something like that.
And so you were brought in to like it was a rebuilding phase for the Sauk Valley.
For sure.
So you were brought in to turn the ship around, and you won one game your first year.
That was interesting. 10 guys on the team.
You had a rough spread.
It was rough.
But now you got a lot more guys.
Yes.
And now, then you were able to play a few games last year.
Yeah, COVID happened, so we played 6 games. We were 2-4.
And
so,
doubled up?
Doubled the wins.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
And if you would have played more games, ooh, dude.
I mean...
that camaraderie.
Pretty solid.
You guys were looking for a 10, 12-game win streak there.
Exactly.
No, that's awesome. And so now this year, I mean, now you really got your feet wet. You've been a head coach for a little while now.
Yep.
And, I mean, you have so many teaching methods and stuff that you use. I mean, you're just looking at a good season this year, I think.
We should be pretty good. I'm really, really excited for it. I think we have right at 30 guys on the roster.
Wow, dude, triple the numbers. Yeah, that's awesome.
That was the main thing, is just getting more guys on the team.
A lot of people don't realize, too, like, if you have 10 guys on a roster.
Yeah, it's bad.
And in some circumstances, some colleges do that. I don't know if they really do that anymore, where they let the DH bat for the pitcher.
Right.
That's kind of rare, but that's a whole team.
Yeah. No, yeah. So, like, so the way it is now, usually pitchers don't... It depends if you're a two-way or just a PO, so pitcher only. So there is that DH spot where pitchers don't... Yeah.
Okay, so I was right.
Yeah, so pitchers don't hit a lot for themselves very much unless they're really good at both.
Yeah.
So we literally had 10 guys. I mean, we were canceling games because we didn't have enough pitching.
And you would have to think like, oh, hey, we're going to play a doubleheader.
Right.
Okay, so, all right, second base, you're going to be pitching the second game.
Right.
And
like, in a doubleheader, you, like, unless you have a
talk
pitcher...
about gassing out somebody's arm and then playing the field a whole game
exactly.
after.
So, I mean, we were at the point where we were like, guys, just, go up there. You don't have to throw it hard. just
get over
try to throw strikes. That's it. That's all we wanted.
Just throw a little BP out there.
Literally, that's what we were doing.
Let's see if we can get a little fielding practice in.
Right.
Dude. Okay, so when... kind of like right when we started to become friends, we were playing baseball together a lot. And
we were.
And Zach hit a baseball, and it's still in the air. It's still in orbit somewhere.
Probably true.
You know which one I'm talking about? The one at Windmont, or not Windmont, Northeast. The one that landed on the tennis court.
Yeah.
This thing's still in orbit. It's still in orbit.
That was fun when we did that. We did that a lot.
We had a lot of fun. Yeah, you, me, and Trey. And Trey's actually supposed to come on the show at one point when he comes back.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Trey Hannum. He's the hitting coach.
He's a
minor league hitting coach for the New York Mets.
Yep. And
it's kind of a cool title, isn't it?
It's pretty awesome. He's down there right now. I think in Florida somewhere right now doing some stuff.
I think that's kind of weird. And I mean, just he's a 24, 25, 26?
Just
in that area? 26?
He's 26. He's young. I'm 25. I think he's 25. Yeah, in school he was a late.
Yeah, we'll just go with it. 25 years old. And he had a super successful career, like in college and in high school and stuff. And now you're coaching big league hitters. Don't you think like it's such a weird thing that
from like the standpoint of these guys, some of them are older than you.
Absolutely.
Like that kind of stuff.
They played minor league baseball. Some even in the big leagues,
right.
Like, and you're teaching them. And
right.
And I go back to the Sean McVay thing. People who aren't football fans, Sean McVay was a coach, or he's the head coach of the Rams, and he didn't play. I don't even know if he played college football. I think he was just a coach.
Which is weird, but I mean, obviously he's
a great coach.
Good at his job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Trey is a great hitting coach. He is phenomenal. Knows his stuff. So obviously, I mean, for him to get hired at that age, means something.
Now, you remember the day we went to the batting cage together?
The indoor one?
Yeah, you and me. Okay, so now I hope you don't do this with your athletes.
No, I don't. Because it's dumb.
Dude, me and Zach went to the hitting cage and put it at, 95 or whatever?
So it went up to like 90, 95 was as much as it would go up to.
And so we just set it at 95, and with a wood bat, just sat there and tried to take hacks. And we were in there for so long, and I'm not conditioned to play baseball like this.
We were literally sitting there playing video games, and you found out that that place was open, had a hitting machine. You're like, dude, let's go. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and we went.
And so we're hacking away, and I go like, man, I don't feel the best. Like, we were going back and forth, and I take my batting gloves off, which I had on for the hour that were there, just hitting 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. And my calluses all the way across my hands were all the way ripped off, just bloodbath.
It
It was just a bloodbath, just flaps of skin.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Chris Bryant, he touches third base and he's out for 4 weeks, dude.
That's true. I mean,
I'm still swinging a bat with no hands, dude. Yeah. Dude, they should write a children's book about me.
They should. Yeah. They really need to.
That was so funny, dude. That was a goofy day.
That was a fun time. We were bad, but it was a fun time.
Well, and that's it. I'm a huge on all the working out, all the powerlifting and all that stuff, and I think those movements are absolutely great for baseball and all sports together. But I will say, having calluses on your hands and trying to play baseball, that is a big problem. So you do need to do things to soak your calluses or file them down.
Like swinging a bat itself, if you do it enough, will give you calluses. Add that to like deadlifting. Like I remember when I was at Monmouth, I would rip open calluses deadlifting, and it would be awful.
Yeah, and I mean, just that friction every time you're swinging hard, and that pull against your hand. It's not the bat that's pulling against your hand; it's actually the glove. Right. Yeah, and then your fingers will blister if you're up there fielding enough and all those crazy things. But so, what type of now you've worked with Aaron Judge's hitting coach?
Yes. So his hitting coach is from the St. Louis area. It's where kind of I've gotten.
You're good. No, I was just lowering it just a hair.
It's where I've kind of gotten a lot of my ideas with hitting and all that kind of stuff. Personally, me and Trey one time went to hit with him where he kind of taught us a lot of stuff. And then I've been places where he was kind of the main instructor and I kind of just in the background kind of helping some, but not. I don't want to be like I was instructing with this guy. I kind of was, but it was more like his show and we were helping out.
Yeah. The cool thing about that kind of stuff is too, the more and more, even just coaching at a college, coaching at a high school, working with this person, learning from this person, watching these videos, it reminds me of when I was powerlifting, I would train with people from everywhere. Yeah. Some people had a 400-pound deadlift that I trained with and I learned things. Right. Some people had a 900-pound deadlift and I learned things. Everybody's not built the same way, and everybody's not built to be a Major League Baseball player either. But that doesn't mean that you can't acquire all that knowledge and spread it and teach it in the right way. Right.
Yep. I mean, I've met a lot of good friends through the baseball world.
You got anybody that's ever going to get you free tickets?
Not until Trey gets up there.
Yeah, Trey. Hey, Trey, this is us calling you out, bro. I want some free damn tickets. Yeah, dude. Sit me front row. Let me interview some of the players. You get Tim Tebow out here, too. Trey, I know you're going to be great on the show, but get me Tim Tebow. Get me Tim Tebow.
Exactly, right.
God. I have to wear my cross on my neck around that day.
You're going to have to be careful.
I have a lot of his books, though.
You might burn up in front of Tim Tebow.
I may on handshake literally just turn to ash. Literally. Now, okay, so everybody who's listening, Zach is really one of my truly best friends. He's always by my side. We talk almost every single day. He's here. He's lived in my house. We do anything for each other. And so I do want to bring up this is the first time I think I've seen you since Gabby passed away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we're getting better with it all. I'm learning how to cope with it a little bit better. Yeah. It's a tough thing.
It's one of the saddest things.
Gabby's my dog. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the saddest things losing.
Dude, it was so crazy, so fast, so bad. So I do want to start saying on here, hey, there is this thing even in the Midwest. It's called Rocky Mountain Fever, and it is a tick-borne virus. And even if your dogs do get treated for ticks, it can still get it, and it will just wreck them. It'll wreck their whole bodies in a matter of seconds, and you have no idea what's happening, and it's almost too late before you even catch it. So do anything you can. Inspect your dogs, getting those, spray for ticks, do all those things. But people have said multiple times to me now that it's becoming more and more common here. Yeah,
which is crazy.
I mean, a little tick.
Right.
Got all the way from the Rocky Mountains. You know how many steps that is? Dude.
A lot.
Dude. I can't even get, and I have a freaking car.
Right.
I can't get to the Rocky Mountains.
Exactly.
Not alive, at least. Yeah, it was bad and fast, but
sad.
It was super sad. Joe, oh my God, I have to show you this thing that Joe made. Actually, if I can just pull it up on my phone, I'm going to pull this picture up so I can show everybody too. But I want to say, Shot 30 Podcast is sponsored by Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies. Visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies on Facebook and Instagram today. She's all the way out of retirement. Like, because her speed and her skill with it now is getting so much better. And yeah, put your orders in if you're in the area. I mean, beautiful, beautiful stuff. You've seen it. She works really hard, and she makes everything, all from scratch, and then the decorations are all from her Cricut that she makes and customizes for you. Visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies on Facebook and Instagram today. Okay, so I'm going to show you this picture first. Joe did this from scratch art of Gabby.
Wow.
I know, and he was like, it's bad, I haven't done it in forever. It is.
Me looking at that, you could tell me it's not Gabby, or you could have said it, who is this? And I would have said Gabby.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. And I'm going to put it in the bedroom. That was so awesome of him. Yeah.
That's awesome.
A tough week. It was a tough week, you know?
I bet, yeah.
And then the other dogs, they react like...
Yeah, how are they?
Walter was kind of a nutcase, man.
Yeah.
Walter's such a skittish dog. I have a German Shepherd named Walter Payton. Yeah. And he's,
great name.
He's a stud in the fact that he's just a cool dog, but he's also... I think the analogy would be something to do with a cat.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, dude, the other day he was just running around town. We didn't even know.
Really?
Yeah, he snuck out of the garage.
Wow.
But Walter, he's one of those dogs that just walks right by your foot. He's a great dog. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so you got a big wedding coming up.
I do.
Now, do we want to talk about Kelly on here a little bit?
We can talk about Kelly.
Let's talk about Kelly.
We love talking about Kelly.
Kelly's one of the greatest people I've ever met.
That's right.
But Kelly was on this podcast, and everyone was supposed to see this episode.
Yeah, we got some beef with Kelly now.
We got some beef out there because Kelly had to kibosh the episod.
Yeah, she just wasn't feeling it.
That's what happens when we party a little bit too hard before we start an episode.
Right. Yeah. She was bugging.
No, Kelly is literally a beautiful gal, one of the funnest people that we know, and what a great person to marry. To be married to you.
Yes.
Because, people look for the couples that they can party with, hang out with, do all these fun things. Well, you guys are legitimately banging. You guys are great.
Yeah. She's perfect. Everything I've ever been looking for. That we've talked about relationships.
Yeah, a million times.
And the first day I brought Kelly over here was... It's like we've been friends forever.
Yeah, now, shoot, even on my birthday, I don't even get to eat my birthday cake.
That was so awesome. Dude. Especially because she always talked crap about how, because she's a good drunk. She's a good drunk. She doesn't, puke or anything. And, she had only blacked out, one time ever.
Dude.
And then that night, she doesn't remember most of that night.
Yeah, we put her on the stretcher and had to
had to carry her into the truck.
Yeah. She stole my birthday cake, and she gobbled it down with no remorse.
And just ran around the yard with it.
It was great. It was one of the best things I've ever seen.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
And it was so fun, because, we hadn't seen each other in a while because of quarantine and everything.
I think... what would be a great idea is if Shot 30 Podcast hits it real big, and then we start getting TV shows like the Kardashians and stuff. We'll do it Keeping Up with the Neuberts and Vanwassenhoves, and then we'll just have a camera follow us for about a week straight. Yeah. They'll have enough footage for 3 seasons.
Probably. I really think so.
Yeah, and hopefully that brings at least some sort of Fireball sponsorship or something like that.
If we just all four were together for a straight week of doing what we do,
it'll be good. Yeah,
good time.
Okay, so when me and Zach used to hardcore play Madden, NBA, MLB, all those games together.
Mostly Madden.
It got those bets. Those bets that started happening, I mean, and you know what? And also, listen, you played sober. I was playing with...
To an extent, yeah. Like, yes, I played sober. But
when I started gambling, like, my house and my cars to you...
Right. There was one bet that I'm still mad that you never...
I know what it is. The paper on the wall. I'll do it. I'll do it in here. We'll do it. I promise.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It would be absolute. I bet him that I had to put up a picture in my house that says that he's my daddy and owns me in Madden.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess I got to do that still.
Yeah.
But we haven't played in a while. So
we haven't played in a while.
I think I might have the edge on you now. No. Yeah, I don't know. No. I know I've got the edge on you in real life tackle football.
Well, yeah, you do. 100%.
You definitely... I
won't deny that.
Softball, though, I don't know. I haven't seen you lately. I just know that I'm a nuke hitter, and that's about it. And I'm not as fast as I used to be, which was really...
Yeah.
So, but I'm
starting to get better.
The problem is you're teaching baseball. You're hitting a baseball. Now you're playing beer league where it needs to be flat, level, and through.
Yes.
And instead of your front leg giving you the power, now it's your whole body and force.
I have to, like, differentiate everything between, like, me teaching hitting for baseball and then myself hitting softball because it's so different. So different.
I think I got something cool for you that would help, like, maybe even teach bat speed. I don't know. You take bands together and, like, they're attached to a squat rack or whatever. Yep. And then, I mean, you're pretty much just rotating through. Right. It's really, really good for your core. And, it, like, bat speed alone, I think that really helped, too.
Probably.
Especially with softball, because I'd wait. I'm hitting anything, and I don't care where it's dropping from.
Especially with softball, because softball, you're supplying all the power.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, and then there's also those limits, 16-foot limit, 8-foot limit, whatever the pitch.
I play... I definitely loved the 6 to 12 is the normal. I played in a league where it was unlimited. And that's interesting.
Dude, those boys will get crazy.
You'll get some guys that throw it up like super high, and then it lands on the mat, and you're like, "Well, that sucks." Like, I mean, I ain't hitting it. Like,
kind of like blitzball.
Yes,
dude. I wish I could attach that blitzball video that we had.
That was a lot of fun,
dude. Blitzball. I can't believe it didn't take off.
Right.
Like, I thought it was gonna be
like every once in a while you see some stuff, and I still don't know. Like, I mean, we were putting funky stuff on the ball, but you see some people do it.
Oh my God.
I don't know how they do it,
dude. I mean, okay, we could. 6-foot break on a curveball.
Right, you throw them like behind me, that would end up in the strike zone.
And some of those people are nuts because they're throwing it at 40, 50 miles an hour.
Right, they're throwing it fast and it moves every which way possible.
But dude, if you could connect with bat, it was that solid bat, boy. Catch me in.
That was a lot of fun.
Catch me in Cooperstown, boy, dude, for real. For real. And we had a ton of fun doing that.
We did.
I remember I remember making you whiff.
Yes.
Oh my God, dude! You whiffed and looked and went.
Because like the ball was there, and then it just went like straight down. It was just gone.
Yeah,
not there anymore.
And that was salty feels too, because hey, I'm just not allowed to go out there and strike you out.
Yeah, I mean, true.
Okay, so with the wedding and COVID and everything going on, is Kelly starting to get stressed?
I think we're past our stress points.
Yeah, I mean,
we've got mostly everything. I think we've gotten everything taken care of. We had to change venues, which was very stressful. But now that that's done and we've got that.
Well, I think everybody's kind of learning to deal with stress in a different way in 2020.
Right.
For real.
Right.
I mean, you don't even know. We don't know what tomorrow brings any day. Yeah.
Right, but I mean, this year it's just.
Yeah, and so now you're just kind of like, because we're having a little Halloween party and we're like,
right.
Is it going to happen?
Right.
Because every single day can be so different. And I don't know. And a lot of places are seeing like record numbers with COVID.
Right. So baseball for us, we were practicing. We weren't allowed to play any outside competition, which is fine. A lot of schools were doing that, which makes sense. Not a big deal.
Kind of doesn't make sense with baseball, though, out of all things.
I just understand. I understand the not wanting to go to other campuses and other campuses coming to you. I get that.
It should just be a tent set up outside. You show up, and then everything that you do is in your tent. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like, so then there's no concession stands or whatever, so you can still play. You're not going to touch each other.
But we were able to practice for, it was right about a month, and then some numbers went up, so then they stopped us a couple of weeks earlier than we were going to anyways because of weather, just getting cold. But so we're done with all that, but glad we at least got to have some practice.
Yeah, and I mean, baseball is still baseball, whether it's a game or whether it's practice.
Right.
But okay, so with all the COVID stuff that happened, what did you actually think about baseball being played with no fans?
Some people refused to watch it without fans and hated it without fans. I didn't even really notice it.
I personally thought it was awesome because
I loved hearing the players.
Yes.
And managers and umpires. I absolutely love hearing that part of the game. I understand why they don't, because sometimes they get into it, but and they don't, people cussing and stuff, they don't want that advertised and everything. But I wish that we heard that stuff more often.
Yeah, I thought,
because it's real. It's what's going on.
Absolutely. There was a lot of, catching, noises, hits, when they get hit by a ball whistling in at 99 miles an hour.
And all the trash talk, I
Wilson
love the trash talk.
And the Marlins.
Yes.
When they plunked him again.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I loved the trash talk. A lot of that was because they said in a normal year with all the fans there.
Yeah, that was versus Marlins. Yeah.
Yeah, it was I think it was the last game. But they said, a lot of this stuff they normally say anyways, but now the other dugout can hear it because there's no fans. So I love that aspect of it,
dude. And then the Astros out there are just gonna bank off of all this stuff happen, all their cheating.
Yeah,
they're still alive. They were up 2 games, right?
They're down 2 games. To the Rays.
Oh,
so they beat who did they beat?
They beat
the No, not the Padres. That's a different league. They beat the A's.
Yeah.
They beat the A's. That's who they beat.
Well, and I hate to admit it like this, but when Cubs baseball shuts down, I will watch or listen to every single Cubs game.
Oh, yeah.
But when Cubs baseball shuts down, I would have still listened if the White Sox, but I just shut it down too. I'll check in to see scores or this and that, but
with baseball being my life, I still watch playoff baseball, especially the World Series, and always looking at stats and stuff. And I've gotten into more. I don't bet much on baseball, but I just look at the betting of baseball. And stuff.
We're gonna get to all that stuff too. I do I just wanted to say, for me, more of it is, I'm a big Cubs fan. You know how, but man, it's football season.
Oh yeah, and there was so when the Bears were really really bad for after 2012 or 2013 or whatever, when they had that really bad stretch, I did not watch much Bears football just because they were so bad, and I'm so glad that I'm watching more football now. And it's not even just the Bears; it's everybody now. I love watching football.
That's the thing that's different with fantasy for football and fantasy for any other sport.
Yeah.
Fantasy for football it's going to be all day. It's going to be on your ticker. It's going to be all over your screen, in your face, and it's so much fun because at any split second, dude, you could put together this garbage-ass team, and next thing you know, you're up hundreds of dollars.
Right.
It's so much fun, and you can just, FanDuel, if you're playing baseball FanDuel or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, a guy goes 0 for 4, whatever. Next day he goes 4 for 4 with 2 homers.
Baseball's so random that it's hard for me to bet on baseball.
Yeah, and football, it's
still,
a full...
obviously it's still, you never know what's going to happen, but...
And you're killing it.
I was doing pretty well, yeah.
You're killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get second place every week except for this one, but...
we let the worst person...
I cannot know.
We let the one person...
Timmery won. The old Mishi Mish took the victor, and none of us knew because the app was shut down.
Yeah.
So we literally...
Riley just sent the picture. Was like, guys.
I was like, oh no. And then it's so true though, because all she does is play Bears players. Yes. It's so dumb.
Literally the only reason she won is because she couldn't play Bears players this
week. She's like, I'll play Tariq Cohen. Baby, he's out for the year. Oh, I guess I'll take it out.
Literally every week it's like mostly Bears players. And it's like, well, okay, that's not going to do very well.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, it's so funny. That's exactly, and it was exactly true. Because if she played any, like, maybe play a Bears player.
Right, you can mix in a Bears player, obviously. Like, I've mixed in a couple Bears
She's
players.
Like, Nick Foles is my starting quarterback, Allen Robinson, Anthony Miller, Jimmy Graham, David Montgomery.
Right,
like, the Bears are going to put up 96 points in the game.
Like, all of them are going to have a touchdown. Foles going to throw for 400 yards.
Absolutely. Oh, man, what'd you think about Dak's ankle?
Man,
Dak's
it's gross for one, but I hate seeing stuff like that, man.
Dude, especially after the rough year that guy's had. You know, people can do the whole screw Dallas, I hate Dallas, you know what? I don't care about
but
Dallas.
Dak is from everything I've seen, Dak is
just seems like a good guy, yeah.
A good guy, and you never, especially, I mean, you have to get into this side of things. It was a contract year for him.
Yeah, now
sucks.
Who
knows what's going to happen now?
$5 million and go play for New England.
Right, like who knows what's going to happen now? And you never want to see someone get hurt like that.
How do you think they'll move forward with all the positive COVID tests and stuff? Like, I mean, I think when the NFL did it, they messed up. First of all, say that there's it's a 17-week season, and then it's going to be 3 weeks before the playoffs are played. 3 weeks. That gives you all that time for makeup games. Yeah. Or it gives people time for a couple bye weeks. It would have sucked. Yeah, you got a hot team, and they have to wait 3 weeks to play. But
I mean, with this year, that would not have been a bad idea.
And if it only would have taken 2 weeks, you back everything up. So it's just going to be a 2-week break. Yep. Something like that.
Yeah.
They could have done it.
Wasn't
good thinking behind that one.
It's interesting. I don't know what their protocols are and all that stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like me saying, hey, I have nothing to do with the NFL,
right,
and I'm going to just make their whole entire schedule like I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Kind of like John, in the FanDuel group. He thinks he's going to run. He thinks hey, dude, I learned how to play FanDuel 5 weeks ago, and now I'm going to run the whole goddamn company.
Literally, I wanted to be like, dude, they literally make, like... You know how much money they make a day?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, they pay out a lot of money, too, but they make plenty of money a day. I think they're okay.
John is an incredibly smart, talented guy. He is he's very smart with all that kind of stuff. But, John, hey, leave FanDuel alone.
Right.
I mean, they're going to figure it out. He said, I need a couple coders, and then we'll just get it together, and I'll have a program up and running.
And it wasn't FanDuel's, it wasn't even FanDuel's fault. It was the people they get their stats from, which I don't know how any of that works, but just the way he was saying it, it was like,
dude, hey John, this is no shit talk, it's just so funny.
Yeah, it was just funny.
5 weeks ago you said you did not know how to do it or even play on the app, and then now you're like, I'm taking over the company.
Literally, like, I could do this, like, give me that.
You said, hey, make a better
I said,
make
a better MLB The Show, but apparently that's different, so.
R.I.P. Yeah. R.I.P. to your idea, bro. So
he's super smart though, because to be a coder, like whatever, I don't know exactly what he does, but coding of any sort.
Oh, he works with all kinds of machinery and like IT equipment. He does all kinds of crazy stuff. He just had his first powerlifting. I
saw some of his lifts. That was awesome.
He got a PR. He hit a PR in deadlift.
It's awesome that he hit a PR in a meet.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
And because I tried to tell him, like, expect every single number that you hit is now your real PR.
Yes.
Because you're doing it in a meet.
Right.
And that's different than doing it in the gym. Not like there's any difference, but when you're doing a meet and putting it all together, your body's going to be exhausted in a way. And to hit, I think he had a PR on squat and deadlift, but the deadlift one was huge because
which attempt was it?
What pull?
Yeah, his second or third.
It was his last deadlift of the day. Yeah, he pulled.
That's a good time to do.
Yeah, 402.5.
That's awesome.
Yeah, especially because a few months ago he was here and 315. I mean, he got it, but it gave him a rodeo. So like he's getting stronger and stronger, and he's learning how to do the sport at the same time. That's kind of cool about that meet that he went to. It was a seminar. and a powerlifting meet.
That's pretty cool.
So they're like, hey, this is going to be an official meet, but hey, if you do this, you're going to get a no lift. If you do this, so they taught everybody.
That's
like
cool.
It was an hour in between of like a seminar. It was pretty neat,
pretty
neat
sweet.
for a first go of it.
That's good for the sport.
I don't even know if it really is a like living, breathing sport anymore. There's a lot of things going on with like the powerlifting, bodybuilding world, and it seemed like it was so headline. Maybe like because when I was in the sport, like it was all I focused on, and now that I'm not, it's not like huge.
I mean, it's definitely a sport that you have to look for. Like you have to go out and find it.
Yeah,
because you're not going to see it on TV really or anything like that.
Yeah, and even strongman stuff is kind of disappearing
too.
Isn't it crazy? Like, okay, hey, you're the buffest dude in the world. You're Mr. Olympia, okay?
Right.
And you get a check for like $1 million. You can be the strongest guy in the world and maybe make a couple $1,000s at a meet. You know, like
right. It's not like there's not a lot of money in the sport.
Yeah, and powerlifting will break you down way more than bodybuilding. Yeah, powerlifting, you're going to get hurt all the time. And bodybuilding, it's more meticulous. Everything's finesse, lighter weights, ton more reps, but not like those vicious, explosive movements and stuff.
Right. Like, obviously, of course, you could still get hurt.
Yeah.
But heavy lifting is more prone, I would assume, is more prone to injury than light lifting, higher rep lifting. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it depends person to person, too. But.
Yeah, and I mean, anything that Chris Bryant does is automatic injury.
Well, yeah, he can.
If the Cubs pay him anything over, I mean,
it's tough.
Well,
so
he's in his arbitration year, so he should make.
I'm trying not to think about the 2020 season because there's a lot of guys that had bad seasons this year. But Chris Bryant,
I mean, yeah,
he needed to have a decent year. The thing that hurt,
Christian Yelich too, yeah,
he had a bad year. Acuna had a bad year. Overall, JD Martinez had an awful year. There was quite a bit of guys who had a bad year, but I don't know.
Bartolo Colon didn't even pitch this year.
That's sad.
That's a sad thing. Yeah.
That's sad. Baez had an awful hitting year.
Yeah, bad.
So now, like, you always like before this season, you had the White Sox fans. They're like, "Oh, Tim Anderson's better," and it's like, no, no, he's not. You can look at the facts and say, no, he's not. Baez was definitely better. Now they're pretty dang close if Tim Anderson's not better. Hitting-wise, Tim Anderson, definitely better. Fielding-wise, Baez is better. But
I don't know, man. I don't know. Everybody, he's got the superstar-like factor. Like, he makes the incredible plays. But Baez,
that's fair.
Man, he takes some plays off and they turn out ugly.
There's a lot of stats, like, really in-depth stats that I don't know half of them, but like that say Baez is a really good fielder. Because if you just kind of watch baseball, you know he makes those awesome plays, but then you watch some and you see that he doesn't always make.
Does he even have a Gold Glove?
Yes, I think it's at second base though.
Really?
Maybe he does. Yeah, I think it was the year he played more second base.
Oh,
so 16. I'm not positive on that. I could be wrong. I'd be surprised if Baez doesn't.
I think he doesn't. I wish we had somebody to
right.
Pull it up, you know. Yeah. Hey, and we're always looking for sponsors for Shot 30 Podcast. And so if you or anybody you may know may be interested in sponsoring this podcast, hey, send them our way. We have an email.
We need a fact checker.
Yeah, we need a fact checker, and we need better mics, and we need like a lot more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need that.
I need to get paid. I need to get paid to do this.
Right.
I do this out of love. Dude,
Spotify, we're looking at you.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, $100 million contract.
Right.
Dude, we did just find out right now we're in 17 countries right now.
That is awesome.
17.
That's so cool.
We just hit Russia and South Africa and Indonesia and Philippines. I mean, we're like cool. all that area.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so thank you guys for downloading the podcast. And hey, as always, go leave 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts, on any of those things, because all that does is just help us and keeps us on the front of their pages to keep getting more views and downloads, and makes this podcast worth like 400 hours a week I put into it.
Right. It's probably what it feels like.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm down here all alone.
Yeah. It's a lonely room.
It is.
I know.
Actually, the podcast studio used to be Zach's bedroom.
Yes.
When he lived here.
I did live in this room.
We made a lot of changes. And if you've ever wondered, that beautiful picture right there in the middle of the guy swinging that bat, that is Zach.
That is me.
That is, yeah, dude.
That was one of the coolest things that you did was make like a poster of that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we never put it in a case, though.
That's okay.
Probably should have a case, but I love it.
Yeah. It looks awesome.
Oh, so, yeah, we got the Bears. The Bears out there right now. The Bears are the hottest trash 4-1 team I've ever seen in my life.
You know what? Like, I could watch every other offense in the NFL, and they just look better than the Bears.
I mean, yeah, the Bears got this fourth quarter thing.
Right.
They got this magic that's happening.
That I don't understand.
But I cannot figure out, if you go 3 plays, three and out in the first quarter, you go in with a whole different set then, and then you go 3 and out, well, then you try something else. You should be figuring out that 2 runs up the middle and a screen pass to a wide receiver is not going to work.
Yeah, screen pass. Like, I think it was against the Buccaneers, like the first drive out of halftime, they threw a 3rd down screen pass to Allen Robinson.
Yeah, and that
on like 3rd and 12. Yeah. Nothing against Allen Robinson. Phenomenal wide receiver.
Absolutely.
Not a screen pass wide receiver.
And not very quick and not very fast.
Right.
Which is crazy because when he first came into the league, he was very fast. All he just did was catch deep balls, cradle them. But, what the hell was I going to say? Oh, when you have 2 tight ends that equal about 570 pounds, 570 pounds, and they're like 13 feet tall combined. Right. Yeah, I mean, you probably, or even higher than that, 6'6", 6'5".
I would love to see more like 2 tight end sets.
How about we just see Cole Kmet at all?
Dude,
how about we just see
the Bears are weird about that stuff.
Yeah, well,
don't tell me it's because he's a rookie. Give me an actual reason. Maybe he's bad at. If he's bad at like pass blocking or something, then okay.
But he's not. He's a great pass blocker.
He's good.
That's what he was always known for. Did he just get really bad all of a sudden?
I don't like. Obviously, I'm assuming there's stuff we don't know. But the Bears are always weird about starting their rookies, and I don't ever understand that.
Okay. Well, Jalen Johnson's out there, and he's doing pretty great. And so, how about we put Cole Kmet out there because Jimmy Graham's like.
And they trust Mooney enough to play.
Yeah, dude. Go. Let Cole Kmet catch a football.
Yes.
At least one.
Yeah.
Just for me.
And nothing against Jimmy Graham, because Jimmy Graham is surprised. We've talked about this. Jimmy Graham has surprised both of us.
Absolutely. He looks like young Jimmy Graham, but bigger.
Yes.
Dude, and he is a huge human being.
Oh, yeah.
6'6", 260 pounds.
That catch he had against the Buccaneers, phenomenal.
Dude, I'd let Jimmy Graham lick hot syrup off anything off me right now because he is like a savior for this team so far.
He is.
Yeah.
And I hated that they picked him up because of how bad he was with the Packers. He has like 4 touchdowns this year. He had 5 in 2 seasons with the Packers.
Yeah, and then he was not killing it with Seattle either.
Right.
So this is a whole different play, and he's been throwing a lot of uncatchable balls because his numbers should be better than they are.
Yeah. There was one where he timed one weird where he jumped too early.
Yeah, but that's game 1 of the season too.
With no preseason.
Yeah, and Mitch Trubisky at quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, would you take this trade right now? Dwayne Haskins for Mitch Trubisky outright? Would you take it?
Yeah, because I never want to see Trubisky play another down.
Well, you're going to have to pay Dwayne Haskins first round money next year, which would be about $16 million.
How good is Haskins?
Haskins is not good. I mean, but they thought he'd be really good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I probably this year, I want to see. So me, Nick, and my dad were talking about. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Dak.
You'd have Dwayne Haskins for 2 more years, though. Just letting you know.
But I want to see what happens with Prescott.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm telling you, I already know who I want to be the Bears quarterback. Anybody who wants to come at me or whatever, I already know who I want. I want Sam Darnold.
Or, yeah.
I want Sam Darnold.
So, you see that they're shipping Bell?
Oh, where?
They don't know yet. They said that came out today.
Well, they said that last year, too.
Oh, that's
they never found a place for him to go. I mean, they openly hate each other. It's a terrible match.
Which is weird because he signed with them.
Did Adam Gase get fired yet, or is he still?
I don't think
he's got to get fired,
It's about time the
bug eyes.
The Falcons coach, what was his name?
Dan Quinn. God.
About time he got fired.
I know my buddy Kerry Cortez out there is R.I.P. in him. He's like,
it's about time. Dude, another one was the Texans coach. They hated him.
Well,
the players hated him.
Yeah, I mean, of course they did. You traded your best player away for nothing.
Right.
David Johnson. Okay, I can go. We just picked up Lamar Miller.
Right.
For a practice.
Like nothing
squad.
against David Johnson, but you don't trade him for.
For one of the
Hopkins.
greatest. No, we're talking one of the greatest receivers in NFL history.
Right.
Essentially, dude.
Right.
I
don't understand how that happened. Like,
who
gave that the okay?
Bill O'Brien? He's the only person. That's who you blame here.
Right. Geez. But those players hated him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when J.J. Watt comes out and he has to make a statement like that.
Exactly.
And he knew what he was doing. He knew that he was making the statement to get him fired. And I'm sure he didn't want to do that, but it's at that point where you have a team.
Everything you know about Watt is that he's a good
Great guy. Seems like a great guy.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing bad said about him. He's obviously a great football player, has gotten hurt a lot, but great person. So, like, for him to... And he's one of the faces of your team.
Faces of the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you get him that worked up, and you're so right.
Right.
But he's a face of the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're all... So, like... DeAndre Hopkins is one of the greatest receivers of all time, and I don't care. I know that he still has a long way to go, but he is, just like Calvin Johnson was. Right. There's no way to take it away from him.
Right.
And J.J. Watt's one of the greatest defensive players of all time. His career's been flushed by injury, but, I mean, you're talking... That big of a human being, you're going to get hurt a lot. You're going to be hurt a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Your body just can't.
And it's not like he was built that naturally. You can tell that a lot of that's all just pure muscle mass that he's put on. Like Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's a built-ass dude. He is going to be built if he works out. He's going to be built if he... whatever he does.
Right.
But J.J. Watt has put in a lot of work into that body.
Yes.
Yeah, and so if get rid of that wide receiver who was your offense, and then to piss off your defense.
Your offense sucks now.
Yeah, and now you piss off your defense.
Yeah.
You have nobody on your team.
You don't have, nothing. Will Fuller's a good, 2 or 3 wide receiver. He ain't a number 1, and he's the number 1 on that team.
Somebody tried to tell me that Anthony Miller was a stud.
No, he's not.
I win.
I mean, he makes some decent plays. But
that's all I said. I said, he's really good at making an incredible catch every once in a while. I said, that dude's a number 4 receiver on any other team.
Literally every once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while.
Against I don't know if it was against the Buccaneers or the week before against the Colts, it was he didn't have a catch till the end of the game. He didn't have a target till the end of the game.
You don't even see him.
Yeah. It was he's there.
Yeah.
Like you said, you literally don't even see him.
Well, dude, those pictures of Tom Brady and Karen mixed together, they're so accurate, though.
Yes, they are.
Dude, Tom Brady wants to speak to your manager. He is the GOAT. There is nobody to say.
He's the GOAT, and that's all.
And what he's doing is incredible.
Yes.
He is 44 years old.
43?
Dude, and wants to play another 3 years. I mean, he just threw five touchdown passes 2 weeks ago.
Yes, but he's a baby.
Yeah.
Wow,
that dude he's
and I can understand yelling at your guys, not necessarily like that.
I mean, grabbing and screaming and just nonstop.
To me, the one that got me was him yelling at Khalil Mack. What are you doing? Mack will eat you.
I know. I saw a TikTok. It was somebody, Tom Brady, and here comes Khalil Mack, and he goes, shit. But I've always thought of Tom Brady to be what an incredible leader.
Yeah.
And maybe he is. Right. But damn, dude.
Stuff like that makes it look like he's not. And I mean, obviously, who are we to judge Tom Brady? But like,
would you rather have Nick Foles or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady. Well, what do you mean? Like for the Bears this year?
No,
the
personality.
The personality?
Yeah, no, their personality. Yeah. No, I'm kidding, bro. I'm not gonna make you pick their personality. I
don't know their personalities. All I know is that Brady kisses his son on the lips. That's all I know.
He does?
You don't know that? He kisses everybody on the lips, dude. It's weird.
Damn. Yeah, so do I. Clearly, you saw my new TikTok video. Damn. You judging people like that?
But it's like a all the time thing. It seems like.
How old's his son? Like 18?
I don't know. Kisses his son on the lips. It's weird.
Okay, so that
he's not a little kid anymore. He's like, I don't know, 6th grade maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if that really correlates. You dummy. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. This sports have been just a great escape for us this year.
Yes.
Because we went from thinking that we weren't going to have any of it.
Right.
And when football actually started up, I was mind blown. When baseball was being played, I constantly thought it's over with.
Right.
And I do, even though this means nothing to anybody of importance to those people, but what the Cardinals and what the Marlins went through this year and make it to the playoffs.
Right.
Oh.
Like, especially
for the postseason. Yeah, it's just
the Marlins.
Absolutely insane. 2 to 3 double headers a week.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like, that story is crazy. It does piss me off when that first started, how they played a game knowing they had players test positive for COVID. That's BS. But after everything's said and done, it was crazy that they made the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it could be any team. Any team could do it. Could have kept it a thing or not a thing. Oh, now he has an injury. Oh shit, he tested positive. We want him to play this game.
Right.
Hey, I just hope Darvish pitches the same way next year, dude. That guy, that hair. His hair
is good. Darvish is very, very good.
Yeah, he's a freak. I've never seen a guy with 5 pitches that break the way his do.
It's crazy, and he's always trying to make more pitches. It's nuts.
Yeah, and he seems like a funny dude. If you could,
he seems like a good He does. He seems like a funny, good guy. Can joke around.
I love his hair. I hope he doesn't cut it this year.
I love that flow as well.
He got that Jacob deGrom going.
Yeah, got a nice flow going.
Who was that other pitcher? Tim Lincecum used to have that hair.
Oh yeah.
Tim Lincecum's career went crashing down.
Yeah, he had some good years and then just done.
You want to know my old favorite pitcher who was top of the world and then nothing? Real fast.
Who do you play for?
The Marlins.
Dontrell Willis?
Dontrell Willis.
Nice.
Dude.
Nice. That's true. Dude.
And yeah, him and Tim Lincecum actually had that same type of delivery. Dontrell, Tim Lincecum picked up the dollar bill. Dude, Dontrell turned and rocked his whole body
his
back.
leg kick, both had big leg kicks. Lincecum touched the ground.
Yeah.
Dontrell just had a huge leg kick.
Oh,
huge.
Man, Dontrell.
It's like his knee would touch his head.
What you talking about, Willis, dude? He was a stud. He was a stud.
Yeah.
Sad. I miss that. I miss him.
People don't know about him anymore.
He's an analyst.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an analyst now.
But
people don't.
I feel like if you ask kids about
Would he have still been pitching right now?
No. He was even for us, I feel like he was an older guy.
I don't know about that. How old would he have been?
Not young.
Is there a possibility that he could have been pitching?
No, I don't think so.
Because Carlos Lebrun was trying to make a comeback.
But should he be?
Kind of like Rafael Palmeiro in the minor leagues.
Right.
Dude played 6 games, hit 8 home runs. And not the minor leagues. It was A ball. It
was indie ball.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, he knows how to hit home runs.
Right.
Here we go.
I mean,
and now he's been off for all this time after juicing all this time still.
Right.
Right. He's not making a comeback. Who should have made a comeback was Randall Simon. That guy. That guy had wheels, bro.
Yeah.
That guy was one of the fastest people I ever seen in a Cubs uniform. Who's your favorite Cubs player ever?
Sammy.
Okay, besides Sammy. Because that's mine too. My number 2.
Sammy's my favorite all-time player. He's the one. He's my first memory of Cubs baseball.
I think mine too. My number 2 is Aramis Ramirez.
very underrated player.
Dude, doesn't even
love Aramis Ramirez.
people don't even talk about him.
Derek Lee's not as underrated. People give Derek Lee love.
Derek Lee, I do give Mark Pryor and Kerry Wood both equal up there.
Yep.
Kyle Farnsworth has a good spot for all of our hearts.
Yes, just because of him.
Just because he beat up people.
Out of that guy.
Dude, a good baseball fight's always worth it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I saw a baseball fight the other day, and I could not believe that I'd never seen it. It was from like the 70s. Okay, so this guy goes to bunt, and they throw in on him.
Did he spike the catcher?
No. Wait,
Have you seen
maybe.
That one?
Okay, so this guy, they throw in on him, and he's like pissed. He's like, I was just bunting. So he drop bunts like a softball player. He drops the ball right there. The pitcher runs up to get it.
Oh, then he goes and hits the pitcher. Yeah, I saw that too.
Dude, I was like, how have I never discovered this?
Purposely where the pitcher would pick it up so
in
he
the
could,
base
hit
path
him.
so he could just go kill him.
Yes.
Dude, I don't know
this
how
was the first year I saw that too.
Yeah, just seen it. Like, I was like, what? How have I never discovered this before?
There's one where the guy gets thrown at. The guy, like, whips his bat and then, like, literally spikes.
I've seen that.
Spikes the
just
catcher.
Turns and straight, like, kicks him in the throat or the face or whatever the hell it was.
And then runs after the pitcher.
Yeah, dude.
Like, imagine if that happened nowadays.
Oh my god! I mean, shit. I was just loving it when Jose Bautista and Odor, Rugden Odor got into that fight. Right. That was great. Bryce Harper, even though that was a punky fight, that was still worth it.
Right,
dude. I just don't know why does football not get the fights we deserve. Football, you are so aggravated and
I feel like it's just the punishment.
Yeah,
it's gotta be the
it's so much bigger than baseball. You have 5 games for actually fighting.
Like, I feel like punishments in football are always more.
The greatest football fight of all time, hands down, was Andre Johnson versus Cortland Finnegan. Oh my god, they ripped each other's helmets off and they just started brawling. It was so great. And like the play before, they were ready and they were already going to. Then they're like, okay, we're going to wait till this next play. Right. We're going to do a run play to the right. Hey, left, do whatever you got to do, and then we'll come get you.
Right.
It was like they all were like, hey, this is going to happen. Right. Go ahead and get your stuff in.
Right.
Dude, the refs were standing there like, I'm 5'8", 145 pounds.
Right. What is a ref going to do?
Yeah, dude.
Especially in the NFL.
And, you know, a ref's job is not to break up fights. I don't know why they do that. Why do refs and umpires, like, get in between two professional athlete grown men?
In the pros, they're grown men. You're not stopping it.
You're not going to stop it. Have your teammates stop it. Like, dude, that's crazy. I mean, referees are normal guys.
Like, I understand, like, umpires getting in between arguments.
Yeah. You go to first.
Right.
But if you're gonna fight,
if there's
just
a fight, I'm not getting in the way.
Why would you? Yeah. Especially if you're on first base and
right. Like,
it's beer league. It's beer league time.
Screw that guy, dude. Beer league gets intense.
So I had to umpire for a beer league game, which I'd never done.
I'm umpiring one Friday, actually.
I have never umpired a game. So as I just played a game, and then they said someone from your team needs to umpire. I'm at first base. I don't know if you're safe or out. First of all, I just drank my whole beer league game. Like, I drank a lot, and I still have a fireball in my back pocket. I don't know. I'm like, he might be safe or out. I said to both teams' first baseman, like, hey, will you let me know?
Right.
Like, just be honest with me, because I don't know.
Right.
And then I got so many people, and then I finally just quit in the middle of the game. I was like, if this means I'm kicked out of the league, I don't care.
Yeah.
Everybody's screaming at me after every single time. I don't do this. I don't know. And I was seeing 2 bases. I don't know.
Yeah, when you're drunk, it's probably not the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, dude, somebody else. You guys, how about the crowd pick it? I don't know. You guys are all screaming at me. You tell me if he's safe or out.
You guys know. You guys are standing right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, dude. I had a lot of fun. Beer league. And beer league, did they play full season? Did they do that?
They started late, but a lot of leagues played.
No.
I've played it. I'm in a fall one right now in Anawan.
Oh, I played in the Anawan one a couple times. That was pretty fun. Yeah, some of the kids from high school were all in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how far is a haul that for you? 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that?
30 minutes. Just hop on the interstate.
All right, so you have a big wedding coming up. We still got to figure out how we're going to drop these old episodes. The bug one. Like, I just
the bug one's, something that the world has to see it.
The bug one is one of the greatest episodes. We played a wedding game when they got engaged together, Zach and Kelly, and we put a bug inside of a Rice Krispie treat and then made a ball, and then they had to answer questions, and then they could trade, and one of those Rice Krispie treats had a bug inside, a big giant dead cockroach. But we got to figure out how to get that done. Like, it's got to happen. And Kelly still should be on the show. I mean...
Yeah. She'd probably feel better if she wasn't drunk.
Maybe we'll just put, like, a brown paper bag over her head.
There we go. You guys know now if there's ever anybody on the show with a brown paper bag on their head.
Yeah, exactly. Right, this is not Kelly.
The world will never know.
And also go visit Handmade by Haley coming out of Kewanee, Illinois. Haley is making beautiful signs, especially stuff for seasonal stuff like Halloween's coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas right around the corner. Get your signs. She custom makes them. They're all beautiful. Handmade by Haley on Facebook. And Zach, this is Shot 30 Podcast, bro. We made it. We made it through a postable episode.
We did.
Yeah. No one's going to be in trouble. Hey, you're going to win a lot of baseball games, and I know you're going to change your mind, and I am going to be the best man at the wedding.
Of course.
That's Zach Vanwassenhove. He is a stud, and I love him. And he's getting married soon. This is Shot 30 Podcast. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. Hour on the